So, Congressman, thank you very much. You've been at the convention, and the convention looks like a flawless hit, by the way. It's been spectacular watching it. But forgive me, I am obsessed with what happened on Saturday, and I am incredibly frustrated that we are not finding out more information. I know an investigation has to be conducted, but I still feel really funny about all of this. So before we begin on the convention, what are you thinking regarding the events of Saturday and what we're finding out or not finding out?
Well, Ms. Cheadle needs to be fired. She needs to go back to her job at Pepsi Garden, I guess Fritos, I'm not sure. The things you got to realize, though, is how this went down is just a complete failure. And the fact that she has refused to come forward, she goes to ABC or whoever, one of these alphabet stations that'll give her a free ride, basically. President Biden said, I haven't talked to him yet. It's a lady, of course. She is obviously a DEI hire, diversity. You know, this thing has just gone out of control. It's about got President Trump killed. You notice the iconic picture where he's saying, fight, fight, fight. That should have never been available, because there should have been a Secret Service agent of his height or bigger that should have been over in front of him, because if we'd have had two shooters, this thing would have been over. And you're correct in your assumption of the deep state's hatred of Donald Trump. All you have to do is watch the other stations' coverage of the convention, and you wonder, what the hell did I just watch? It's completely different from what they're saying. And they're always wanting us to calm the temperature down when they're in the minority. You know, when Nancy Pelosi was Speaker, they didn't turn the temperature down. They said, get in their faces, run them out of town. Donald Trump is Hitler, and they make more and more assumptions to that. And then you have this nut. Somehow he can park his van and walk a mile with a ladder that they claim he bought a 5-foot ladder, but it's definitely not a 5-foot ladder on that roof. And there were Secret Service agents allegedly in the building having coffee. And civilians pointed it out. Law officers, somebody didn't have a radio or something. I mean, in this day and age, you've got no surveillance overhead. There's just a lot of things that there's questions. Joe Biden's wife was having a rally there, and there's been talk that she was that they pulled agents off. And now we know that the Iranians had put a hit out on President Trump. They always got death threats. I have death threats all the time as well, but nothing like this. And with the Iranians in that situation and our border being as porous, and that was the A-team that they put on President Trump. You know, that incredible moment where my friend Lee Greenwood was singing "God Bless the USA," and President was walking out. You didn't see the DEI hires around him at that. They cleared it up. They cleared it up. There were big, bulky people that were willing to lose their life in defense of Donald Trump, and that's what you got to have. You can't have people cowering down. You remember when Reagan got shot? One of the agents ran face first towards the firing, and he caught one in the head. That's what you got to have. That really is the oath they take, and that is the risk they take, but they know it. And this, it's very Secret Service-like to have them cowering in. And of course, you got to realize too, they were over the investigation of the cocaine that was found in the White House, and I was in the skiff being briefed on that, and that was a joke. It was a joke. They said they were down to 200 people that could have had it, and then they were calling the investigation off, and that was it. And they called us into the skiff to make it secret, and then we found out it wasn't secret. And I walked out and talked to the press and told them everything that we've just been told, because it was not. The Secret Service, by and far, the agents are very professional, patriotic Americans. They take that oath and they mean it. But you've got an infiltration all over Washington. You know, everybody wants to call it a swamp. A swamp is something beautiful God created. It's a pretty cool little ecosystem. I've been in a lot of swamps. This is a sewer. It is something that it flows in and nothing flows out. And it's stagnant. That's what Washington is. The last time President Trump was in, he went through these departments and got rid of the heads of it. He knows now.
Right.
He's got to go much deeper. Vivek is right. They need about 75% of these people fired, and that's not a joke. That is
no,
the reality.
totally. And we know that with guys like Vivek and others, he's got a plan for that potentially. So, Congressman, it's totally fascinating. Thank you very much for being available to us. To be continued for sure. Congressman Tim Burchett, Republican of Tennessee. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you, brother.
You bet, sir.